Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with another episode of SoundJack's Rambles. And today we are joined by Alyssa.
Hello.
And Chrystabella.
Hey.
And we are here to talk about the Power of the Primes cartoon by Machinima.
It's what you've all been waiting for.
The epic climax, conclusion,
yes,
finale, so to speak.
Yes. Gotta say, this is definitely by far the best one because that means this series is over.
Actually,
Yeah.
I had a theory.
What's
They're
the...
gonna, for War for Cybertron, they're probably going to do another one. That's like a prequel to this.
But the War for Cybertron's supposed to be way in Cybertron's past, way before any of this stuff.
Exactly. See, this is post-war, so the War for Cybertron Machinima that will totally happen is going to be pre and during war, or at least pre-war.
I'm
just calling it now in case it happens. So I can say I called it.
You know what? You're not wrong. That makes me sad. That makes my soul sad. And you know what? It's entirely possible by the time the podcast goes out, people will know about this. Since the Transformers panel at San Diego Comic-Con is tomorrow, Thursday.
Oh my god, I saw some of those pictures from the displays.
Yeah, we're getting off topic. We are getting off topic, but
yeah, this is more for Steel City Bots.
But if you are listening to this and there has been confirmation from Hasbro that there will be a Prime Wars Trilogy cartoon,
War for Cybertron Trilogy.
War for Cybertron Trilogy cartoon. We recorded this last Wednesday, and the news.
We recorded this July 18th, 2018.
Yep, and that podcast and the Transformers news panel is in until the 19th, the Thursday. But enough about things that may make me more sad. And let's talk about this thing that made me sad inside.
Oh my god!
I don't think we need to really introduce ourselves into it since
I'm the crazy lesbian. Just in case you weren't aware by now, people.
I meant introduce ourselves, or introduce like how we got to know this series, since there have been previous parts of this.
Oh yeah,
like that.
Season.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was in the Combiner Wars.
You were in Combiner Wars. You actually saw. You were telling in the Steel City Bots group chat that you actually saw Power of the Primes before you watched Titans Return.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of Titans Return. Totally not while I was working today. No, of course not. But
oh my god. What is that clicking noise?
I am transforming Hunger. I apologize.
Oh, okay. I was just like, what the hell is that?
He's got those.
I was really confused.
He's got those ratchet joints on his shoulders. SoundJack will show you because he has all of them, and I am mad at him. But anyway.
Yeah. Let's actually get into Power of the Primes cartoon. Just a little background. This season premiered May 1st, which is the earliest any of the seasons premiered in the year. Though it followed the pattern of Titans Return, being a 10-episode series, with the episodes averaging about 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
This picks up from Titans Return, where Megatronus comes, kills Optimus Prime, and... Spoiler for a series we've already talked about. You already watched Power of the Primes. You saw him come back to life. Now that's a spoiler if you haven't watched Power of the Primes, but I don't think anyone cares.
Oh my god!
You can't see it, but I'm giving a gigantic cheesy wink right
now.
Nice.
But Prime is killed. Megatronus steals the Matrix of Leadership, and the Enigma of Combination for devious plans he has. Yep, with Overlord and now Rodimus Kron standing over the scene or something.
He's basic. It seems like he's basically like Unicron's like puppet.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like Unicron is like speaking through him.
Yeah.
That's what I took from it.
Won't lie, I wish the actual toy version of Rodimus Unicronus had that faceplate thing. That looks cool.
That looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look as cool when he's the full Rodimus Unicronus and he doesn't have a mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
There's supposed to be a mouth under the mustache.
Apparently that whole thing is just one gigantic faceplate. Now you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's after that.
But speaking of things, let's go chronologically. Let's just start with the first episode, The Swamp.
Get out of my swamp!
I mean, that's almost word for word the caption on TF Wiki for this.
Reckoning has come. I cannot do Shrek for the life of me.
So I'll start. I want to say something about the swamp, though. I think I will say I think that this swamp is the most environmentally interesting place that this entire series has been in. Like, from Combiner Wars to now, this is like the best scenery.
Yes.
Like, it's colorful, it's interesting. You know, like, you have things to look at. It's not a boring ass city that makes me question why it's a city when we don't see any other Transformers on it.
It's a swamp.
Sure.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, and like, I don't know. It's just it looks better, and like, it's visually interesting, which is more than I can say for most of the backgrounds in this entire series. So
yep.
I will give them props for changing it up.
Yep.
Agreed, name twin.
Yep. That's a positive. That's one positive for this series.
Yup. That's like one of the very few good things I have to say. But
am I the only one that actually kind of enjoyed this? Really?
I mean, I will say I enjoyed it the most out of the 3 series. There's still a lot of problems.
I will concede, yes, but
it has a bit more of, I guess, a plot. I just found it boring, but I suppose part of that's because I'm not the biggest Transformers fan, so
yeah,
like I don't have the kind of background to really care about the characters, and I don't know, the show as it stands doesn't give me much reason to like be like, oh man,
yeah,
like this is happening.
At one point I was just kind of like, I almost want to see this fleshed out as its own series, almost. Like if we can detach Combiner Wars from it, I'd almost be okay with that. Like, let's just take that, put it in its own little we're in The Sims 3, right? We just put it in its own little closed off room with no doors or windows and just let it starve to death. While we take the good stuff.
Hey, you haven't finished watching Time's Return yet. You can't judge that yet.
Okay, fair.
You could want to shove Time's Return in its own room.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll comment on this video when it goes up.
What you thought of Time's Return?
Yes.
Okay.
So we can decide if it needs to share the starvation room with Combiner Wars.
Yeah. But anyway, actually getting into the episode. Gist of episode 1 is Megatronus is hunting for the Requiem blaster. He can't find it where he thought it'd be, and then he remembers a scene from the past where Solus, Prime, and Megatronus established they are lovers. It's not long after they defeated Unicron. Solus wants Megatronus to give up the blaster, and he accidentally shoots her.
Whoops! Sorry,
I dropped the lift key. Sort of thing.
Or was that part of the next episode? Yeah, I think the part of the flashback where Megatronus shoots Solus is in the next episode or something. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I'm not really that concerned about it.
Doesn't matter. And then she dies. But anyway, she's dead.
Okay. Can I just say, first of all, Mark Hamill, in my opinion, is probably the best voice actor in this entire thing.
He did good.
He's the only one who I felt had any emotion or did a good job. I guess Windblade was maybe the second for me, but everyone else was kind of.
Megatron sounded tired by this point.
As I'm sure it's because the voice actor's tired.
I mean,
Keep
I'm
saying
sure the
everyone's get called in for all this.
Getting out of chronology for a second. Megatron got to say shit, and that made me happy at the very end.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Okay. So like that was, but I was so random. I was when that happened, I was like, what is this?
Also, he said like piss twice in the series.
I know, Megatron got to cuss, and it was great, and I loved it.
Like why? Like I'm just so confused why they curse. It's the only curse in the entire like series, and as far as I understand it, most of the Transformers continuities don't have cursing in them aside from like the movie.
Oh, can I say watch the G1 movie?
No, yeah, I know the G1 movie has a curse, and they put that in there to like bump up the rating or whatever. But
yeah,
from my understanding, that's like a rarity in most Transformers stuff. So
from what I've seen, at least in terms of movies, it's only ever the Autobots that curse. You never hear the Decepticons saying stuff like.
Thanks for giving me things to do, Chris. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I mean, if you're in the UK, the Transformers like to say slag a lot.
True.
That's fair, and that is, I guess, a curse over there.
That did make when they say that does make my sister a little uncomfortable because she was raised over there. So
yeah.
Born and raised over there, so
yeah.
That's a little funny. She just like kind of squirming a little bit.
Yeah.
She's so prim and proper.
Anyway, continuing, Megatron, Windblade, Perceptor, and Victorion are searching through the Primal Swamp, as they call it, for the Requiem Blaster. Talk about something about the Book of the Second Prophecies. Megatron's able to interpret it somehow.
Because he just knows it, I guess.
And then the Dinobots come out.
Oh yeah. Okay, so real talk, I thought that Grimlock's model looked really awkward. I don't know if it was just me.
Oh no, yeah, I definitely agree. It's trying so hard.
It was very angular, and I mean, I know that they were trying with the whole gold part of him. As I was saying, yeah, Grimlock looks really weird.
I kinda at times, yeah.
I feel it's trying so hard to be both the Masterpiece Grimlock and the Power of the Primes Grimlock to me.
Oh man.
And especially with like, and it's mostly like it takes like the top half of the Masterpiece Grimlock and the lower half of the Power of the Primes Grimlock, I feel, and the Power of the Primes Grimlock has really awkward legs.
Yeah, oh my god, yes.
And I think that's the problem. I think it's 80% of the problem is the legs.
Yeah, thinking back, yeah. But hey, real quick, there was a Masterpiece Grimlock.
Yeah, like a long time ago.
Send pics later, please. I need to see this.
That was like MPO. Someone's gonna call me out wrong in the comments, I'm sure. I think it was like MPO8 or MPO9. It was definitely before MP10. But not too far before MP10. Anyway, so yeah, Dinobots, and they're big. And they're angry at Megatron because, of course, they are.
Well, to be fair, last time they saw him, he was, presumably he was big old evil Megatron. Now he's just crotchety old man Megatron.
No, I mean, it's completely justified.
And can I just say that I really I think that Megatron continues to be the best character in this entire thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I actually care about him. And he's the only one who I actually want to
hug.
See what happens to him.
That too.
No one else. Everyone else I'm like, eh. But
I like Victorion in this. She kind of reminded me of Saber from the Fate series a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Victorion is pretty fine too, but I don't know. Megatron is like the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
she actually has more of a reason to exist, even though Combiner Wars was presumably where she would shine. But nope.
She got 2 lines of dialogue, and then she was merged into this Starscream Super Combiner that was a black hole, and somehow survived that.
Yep.
But speaking of combining, after some fighting, the Dinobots decide they're going to combine. They form Volcanicus, And
Yep.
This is an established thing they could do
Yeah.
before now.
oh, absolutely.
Yep.
And this is the first time we see a combiner combining in this entire trilogy.
Yep.
Even though the
Wasn't
first
it
part was called Combiner Wars.
Wasn't it just a flash of light though?
No, they straight up combined.
Okay, I'm remembering something different then.
I think they didn't you didn't really see the bodies transform into the limbs, but you definitely saw the limbs combine.
Okay. Yeah, because when I was watching that part, I was kind of juggling like 2 gallons of milk and some orange juice.
Yeah, okay.
That was fun. So
Yeah.
that's probably why I don't remember it very well.
But I gotta say one thing. I think it's the next episode I really noticed this. Definitely this episode. The combiners from the first series have shrunk.
They have, yeah.
They all shrunk because Volcanicus is now about the size they were in the first series, and everyone else is substantially smaller. Because it looks like they're just like the like the individual parts of them would be like 1-to-1 scale in their robot modes. You get what I'm saying? It's not so much like the 6 individual components combined and grew. They just like straight up combined, and that's the size they'd be if they were individuals. Yeah. Which helps for a couple of the scenes in here, but severely downplays the importance that they had in the first series.
Yep.
A little bit, Yeah. Maybe they're trying to distance from that, I think, as much as they can.
But keep in canon, guys. Please.
Also, can I just say that Volcanicus looks way better in the cartoon than he does as a toy?
I will agree with you with that. Also, his mouth is weird.
It's like a venom mouth.
Yeah. I did not expect that to open. I did not expect that to actually be able to open.
I'm sad he didn't say "We Volcanicus."
That would be cool. Yeah. Maybe Cyberverse will rectify that. Who knows? We do have
Oh my god. That would be awesome.
We do have a Grimlock, and we don't know how, and we already know it's going to be 2 seasons, so
maybe the second season will have combiners. Bum, bum, bum.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, second episode. Volcanicus is attacking, and everyone is fighting, and Victorian doesn't have her full sword for some reason. Just the
she's missing an arm, I think, right?
Well, that happened from the previous series. That's understandable.
Well, yeah, I know.
I think it's just not ignited, isn't it? Or am I?
Yeah. She got her arm singed off by Megatronus.
No, I mean her sword.
What?
I think it's just when you're talking about having just half her sword, I think it just wasn't ignited. It's like a lightsaber.
No, it's straight up just like pure Magnus sickle thing.
Oh. Well,
even though we saw her with her sword in Titans Return. Yeah. So that was an intentional choice.
Maybe it's because one of the arms is gone, so one of the limbs is like dead. So
maybe, I don't know. But anyway, they're fighting, and Megatron got thrown far away, but Megatron notices something and shining and turns to investigate. And that cuts away to us seeing Overlord and Hot Rod, possessed by the Matrix of Chaos, going by Rodimus Kron, kicking the scrap out of the combiners.
Utterly.
Computron dies in a shot, and Devastator and Menasor are just beat into a pulp, but not until after Menasor reveals to them where Megatron is.
Also, I gotta say, kind of threw me off that even though one of them, I think it's Menasor, but no, or maybe not. The Constructicon one, whose name I forget.
Devastator.
That one's Devastator.
Devastator, yeah.
The green guy. That one. He had a hole in his chest, and yet he still was alive. And that really.
I'm chalking that up to being a combiner. There's no centralized spark.
But that didn't work for Computron.
It just didn't make any sense to me. Okay, I was if you're gonna have his hole in its chest, he should be dead.
Yeah.
I know why.
Be severely damaged and then still get up.
Devastator's 6 units, Computron's 5. There you go. That's why.
I mean,
whatever it was, I still didn't like it.
yeah. But
Also, like,
There we go. Now I have guns on my arm.
also,
yeah,
sorry, you were talking first, Alyssa.
Overlord's accent is still kind of charming, despite the fact that it's also totally takes you out of everything. Because he's the only robot who has an accent. It's like, how does this alien race of robots even have human accents? Why did
wait till I
decide to have an accent?
Wait till I show you the Unicron trilogy, and one of the characters picks up an Australian accent in the 3rd series.
Yeah, dude, Space Australia.
Look,
I'm trying to tell you.
Look, still, he's just the only one, and he just has the southern twang. Okay. All right, Overlord.
He's from Space Texas.
He's from space.
It sounds more like Space Alabama.
Well, you say tomato, I say potato. So
there is a strong distinction, honestly, with accents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe Mississippi.
Yeah.
Texas doesn't have that strong of a twang, I don't think. Anyway.
Okay.
I also love how Megatron gets flown. It was a funny scene. I laughed. I was like, there he goes.
Next time he gets flung, someone should add in the goofy scream.
Yep, that one.
I intentionally held the mic away from my mouth for that.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't hurt anyone's ears. If so, I apologize.
I think you'll be fine.
I tried to lessen the pain.
Yeah. But one thing I really want to talk about the scene that makes me mad. This is the first instance we've had since Beast Wars where we see the spark leave a Transformer's body.
Oh yeah. That's what that was?
Yes, that was the...
I was like, oh look, here's some glowy orbs. Okay.
You know what, to be fair, you haven't seen much Transformers, so
yeah.
I shouldn't judge.
But again, that's not a scene you see often in Transformers, and in fact, after this episode, you don't see that scene at all.
You do. I thought you do, don't you?
You see deaths, but you don't ever again, after this episode, see the sparks raise out of the body. You see Computron's spark enter the well of sparks, which it's supposed to be the well of all sparks. They call it the well of sparks in this. I don't know why.
Maybe just avoid a little bit of confusion.
Nah, it's the same thing.
People hear alt spark and they think the cube thing, not,
But the cube is supposed to be at the bottom of the well of all sparks.
Yes, but not everyone who's going to watch this is as humongous nerds as we are.
Okay, but they threw in Galvatron in this series. They
like me.
Galvatron has been
I'm
in
sorry.
a lot of
I didn't mean to cough as hard.
I would say Galvatron is relatively more mainstream than the Well of All Sparks.
Yeah, like I know who Galvatron is.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
But I don't know what the Well of Sparks is. So.
But if it's called the Well of All Sparks, you can make the connection to the movie artifact that since all sparks are coming there, this is also the source of life.
Awesome. Well,
anyway sorry.
Anyway.
So I forgot what we were talking about. I don't know.
Oh, the sparks thing. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like I guess what I got from that was just that their spirits were like flying into the air, but like I was like I didn't really think that like this was like I mean I guess like the fact that Starscream's a ghost kind of suggests that spirits exist in this world, but I was like, okay, this is new. People have died before and we haven't seen this.
Remind me to tell you about Starscream's Immortal Spark later, after the show.
I mean, like, I'm a little bit aware of the fact that his spark's supposed to be, like, weird or whatever, but, yeah. Basically, my point is that I was confused, but I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. The spirits are leaving, that's the thing to take away from that scene.
Yeah.
And so, I also love how, like, you know, I have to say, one of the things that also kind of amused me was the fact that like Windblade and Victorion and I almost said Predaking. That's not what I meant.
Perceptor?
Perceptor. There we go. I was about to say Nerdbot. If I
Will Wheaton?
remember his name. What?
Will Wheaton?
That's who played him. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who played him. But what I was gonna say is that I love how they question like they're so quick to like completely trust Megatron in some cases. I'm like they're really like I hope he's okay, and I'm just like wasn't he like a dude who was on the opposite side who killed a bunch of people that you guys were friends with? Like let's just no, it's fine. He might have murdered our comrades, but at least he's helping us now. Okay. I mean, I get that like they established that they were already gonna work with him earlier, and he was kind of on their side, like in the last one. But like, still, I don't know. That's a little fast to get over like millennia of trauma caused by this one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of see you there.
Yeah.
But also, okay, another thing that kind of bugs me, and this is like a nitpick thing. I'm sure there's some sort of explanation, but it still bothers me. So we go like Megatron goes and gets the Requiem blaster or whatever, and then he comes across a mysterious robot who's in there, and then they fight, and then he comes out with the Requiem blaster. I thought for a moment that he actually killed the other bot. I was like, wow. But then it turns out it's Optimus Primal, who looks really weird next to everyone else because he's the only beast former who has fur on him, and it's just like, how does this work? He's clearly not from the rest of this toy line. I mean, I know he is, but like aesthetics wise, he doesn't look like anyone else.
Yeah, he came from a completely different line, but hey, they let us vote for him, and that's who we wanted.
I mean, like, I know. I'm just saying, I'm just like, oh my god. And then the other thing that I got thinking about is how the hell is he still functioning? Because, like, presumably he's been, the only thing that he's ever been doing his entire life is guarding this, like, Requiem blaster, which, by the way, is really inefficient. Like, couldn't they have just, like, set up some booby traps or something instead of an actual human being?
I would say that there's probably
robot being, I guess.
There's probably some sort of like Energon manufacturing something there.
He was he was given the power of the gods.
Like he's been here for millennia. Like there has to hopefully I hope that the primes gave him food.
Yeah.
Like I know that Transformers don't eat, but they have to be fueled somehow.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I guess. I mean, like again, it's not like a huge detail. Like you can sort of assume that he had some sort of fueling, but like it still is kind of strange. I don't know. Again, why didn't they just get like booby traps? That would have been way more efficient. But I guess the primes kind of just wanted to be all special. Whatever.
SoundJack, can I talk about the blaster for a sec?
Sure.
I was very much unimpressed. Having come off of Armada's Requiem blaster.
Yeah.
This was very boring looking. I did not like the Requiem. I did not like it.
It looks pretty.
It's a Gundam gun. That's all it is. It's a Gundam gun.
Yeah, for something that's essentially the equivalent of the Master Sword for this series, like it's pretty underwhelming.
I mean, Transformers also does have a Master Sword.
Yeah, it's the Star Saber. Yeah.
No, there is a sword in fiction literally called the Master Sword.
Wait, what?
It's Fortress Maximus's sword. That's called the Master Sword.
I mean, okay, but like you know what I mean, right? I'm like,
yeah. I got you.
I'm making those.
It's the ultimate.
I'm making some parallels. I'm trying to make like a metaphor here.
The ultimate killing MacGuffin.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I get you. So, it's very unimpressive.
Yep. And so anyway, there was so that's kind of strange. What else was I gonna say?
Predaking.
Yeah, Predaking is like completely useless.
Muda.
He's just like, well, okay, he's not. He's useful in as much as he fills out the runtime by giving them another huge combiner to fight, and then B, he's only also there to serve as like a surprise moment when he like falls down into the final battle with Megatronus and interrupts everything. Like those are his only two functions. You know, like nothing else is really notable about him.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because I think Predaking looks kind of cool, so it's sort of a shame that they didn't use him more.
Also, they somehow got Samoa Joe to voice him.
Combination. I'm like, great.
Okay. Yeah, they somehow got Samoa Joe to voice Predaking, and that's all they used him for.
Who's Samoa Joe?
He's a notable WWE wrestler.
I thought he sounded WWE. He almost to me sounded kind of like Randy Savage vaguely. I was like, I mean, obviously I couldn't have been because the man is dead, rest in peace. But I was like, you sound like Randy Savage, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's gonna leave SmackDown. I know that's a Dwayne the Rock Johnson thing, but anyway.
Well, they're both Samoan. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
You're such a filthy casual.
I am such a filthy casual.
I say that as someone who doesn't actually watch wrestling. So.
Same.
Yeah.
Grain of salt, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of a shame that Predaking only is useful as fluff, I guess.
Yeah.
I just locked Fortress Maximus's guns together.
Nice.
Oh my god.
I'll send a picture in the Steel City group chat.
Okay. But anyway,
I'm clapping.
Another thing I want to say about Predaking,
yeah,
his explosions don't make sense.
Yeah.
When Predaking and Volcanicus are chasing Windblade and the others down, he fires, they get caught in an explosion, time slows down every single time they're caught in an explosion. And the one time Windblade is able to speak at normal speed, even though her body is moving in slow-mo. It's stupid. You could have thought that one through, guys.
Yeah.
No.
Oh my god.
But then we're at the point of we're just skipping episodes because nothing happens in the other episodes. Like episode 3, it's just like they're being chased down, and Megatron has finished recounting his story with Solus. 4 is the fight with Primal you were talking about.
Yeah.
Alyssa. I love how they don't address.
A lot happens in this whole series, I gotta say.
Yeah, I love how they don't really address why he's called Optimus as well. I just
yeah, I know, right?
It's just a funny coinkydink.
You know, like how Megatron says, "You remind me of someone." Like that's like the extent of it.
That's something he would say.
The other one is just that he later on gets like the Matrix, and that's like the only other thing that alludes to the fact that they're essentially the same character.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, Optimus Prime was supposed to be a descendant of Optimus Prime in the original series, but now they exist together. And how do you explain why they have the same name?
Who knows?
They didn't.
Yeah, and they don't explain a lot of things in the series. Also, speaking of things that they don't ever explain, I don't think they ever explain who Unicron is at all. Like, I guess it's implied that he was some god that was killed by Megatronus, but I think that's the extent of them explaining who he is. I mean, like, I guess you sort of like are like, who's this guy?
I mean, this is a series aimed for older fans, so
say what?
This, admittedly, while we were talking about why it's called the Well of Sparks instead of the Well of All Sparks, if I remember correctly, like Combiner Wars was advertised as a series for fans.
I get that.
For well
At
established,
the same
but
time,
yes,
fans can mean a lot of different things.
Yes,
like you know what I mean. Like there might probably be some fans who like didn't like Unicron's not present in. Is he present in every single continuity?
No, he's certainly in G1. He's kind of technically in Beast Wars, sorta.
No, he is. He is in the Japanese stuff. He's more present.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but from an American perspective.
Then of course there's the well-named Unicron trilogy.
Yeah. He does not show up at all in the 2001 Robots in Disguise or animated, but pretty much everything else does have Unicron in it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
let's say there's someone who's like a fan who's only watched a handful of the Transformer cartoons. You know, like it's possible that they might have watched something that doesn't have Unicron involved. And even then, even if Unicron is involved, they don't really explain who he is in relation to like this universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in the G1 cartoon, he's just some big planet that wants to like kill everyone and eat Cybertron. I think.
Eat all
If I remember the plot of the movie,
eat all the planets.
Yeah.
He eats all the planets. But this isn't really like how Unicron is portrayed in this series. It seems to be more like he's some ancient being, and it's more mystical feeling rather than like an actual planet. Like I understand that the actual planet part's probably still consistent, but they still like, it's still different.
Yeah,
like
like
kind of like angers me that they
modern interpretation.
Yeah.
And even in his original Marvel comics,
he was a god.
Yeah. Who became
in the G1 cartoon, he was built by some space monkey.
I as much as I like that episode, I do kind of discount it.
And I mean, I guess I don't need to explain who Unicron is, but I feel like it's sort of, and I guess it's not that like cruel or like unusual or bad that they expect you to know who Unicron is going in. I don't know. I guess it's just the fact that I'm viewing this as a person who's tangentially related to everything.
Yeah.
That I don't have like the. But anyway.
And that is why I gladly appreciate your perspective.
Thank you. I'm glad that serves a good thing.
Yeah.
We have two Alyssas here. One that is completely obsessed with Transformers, and one that knows about nothing or nearly nothing.
I mean, I know a lot more probably than I let on. It's just
okay. That's good.
We've gotten her through 2/3 of animated, and she's finished an entire.
She's been learning.
I don't go out of my way to find out things.
No.
Put it that way.
I do.
So like that's sort of the difference, I think. But anyway.
I spot the book that is like, yeah.
But now we're off topic.
Yeah.
But like, so you're fine.
You're good.
I brought us off topic anyway too, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So okay. First of all, can we like skip a bit and talk about the final fight? Unless there's like something that we like wanted to talk about between the final fight.
There was one thing I think in episode 8 that made me just groan.
What?
And that was all the name dropping they did. First the Combiners Ward, then the Titans Returned, and there was a couple lines that says something the power of the primes, and I literally had to pause it and just go, ugh.
Yeah.
Why me?
That actually hurt. That physically hurt.
Another thing I want.
Good writing.
A very, very minor thing that's very stupid that I want to note.
Yeah.
That I only realized because of the TF Wiki. In episode 8, when they're going down to the Well of Sparks, Grimlock asks, "Are we there yet?" And Windblade responds, "You have already asked 418 times." During the scene, he asks 2 more times. How many times has Grimlock asked, "Are we there yet?"
Oh my god. I didn't notice that.
Okay, question though. Do you think that was purposeful?
Yes.
I hope it was.
Maybe.
Part of me really hopes it was. I mean, like, it's too perfect not to be purposeful.
Right?
Like, why that specific number otherwise?
Read jokes in my Transformers is more likely than you think.
Yeah.
So anyway, the final fight, the final like 2 episodes, I guess, is what the fight is.
Yeah.
Or is it just 1 episode? I forget.
No,
it's 2.
2 and maybe like the last bit of the 8th episode.
I know it's
cause like who cares?
YouTube tried to cut an episode when I was like watching them do the suggested videos.
Oh, I see.
Like went from 7 to 9. I didn't realize it. I was like, why is everyone on fire and screaming and making So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll bet an episode skip. So I had to go to the actual show.
No, I think they uploaded their playlist in the wrong order.
Yeah.
So.
Well, anyway, so some things that I have about this final fight. One, why is there so many beam struggles? Like, holy crap. There's just so many times where the characters are like Dragon Ball Z each other, and it's just like, I mean, like, there are other ways to have combat in a series, you guys. But none of them, like, I just, like, come on, you can do other things. Like, it's just, other other thing that, like, always frustrated me. Again, Perceptor's, like, alt mode is a tank, right?
No, it's a microscope.
Oh, okay, so he doesn't have the tank form in this one?
It doesn't seem like it, no. He seems...
Oh, okay. Because I was going to be really angry about the fact that Perceptor didn't turn into that mode when he was running away from...
Even though...
Volcanicus, I remember, think.
Yeah.
Or Predaking, whoever.
He didn't turn into anything while he was running away from anyone because he barely contributed to any of the fights.
Oh yeah.
Damn it, SoundJack. I'm a scientist, not a fighter.
I think he said something along those lines in the Titan's Return series.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I need to finish that. Well, it makes sense given where his character is known from, for the voice actor.
Yeah, so like I'm just like it's just so all the beam struggles just like were really boring because it's just the same thing. I also I was really confused by something. Maybe it's just because I didn't understand and they didn't explain clearly, but I didn't. So like you have Solus Prime who's in her ghost form, whatever. She's there being like, help me. And I didn't really understand what the deal was. Like I know that Megatron was trying to resurrect her, but I wasn't sure why she was needing help. And then all of a sudden she's just like, I'm Mega Solus now, and I'm gonna swallow you up, Megatronus, and take you into the well of spark. And I was just like, why didn't she do that before? Like, what made her? What was preventing her? Was it like the Matrix and the Enigma? Like, I'm so confused.
Same.
Just all of a sudden, she's just like, hey, I'm super powerful now. And I'm like, I feel like you could have been this the whole time, but okay.
I'm willing to bet she saw the situation and got desperate, and so that was like using the last of her energy or something. But
I mean, like,
I don't know.
Sure, I don't know. It's just like I guess visibly, I just didn't understand, and it wasn't very clearly like shown to us what was going on.
In my view of that scene was we had Deus Ex Machina happen, even though the thing that was the Deus Ex Machina was standing there for 2 episodes.
And it was also literally a Deus Ex Machina.
Yes.
God from the machine.
Because it was a god from the machine, because it's funny puns.
Okay, also, then, next thing that, like, really pissed me off about this final episode, they killed Megatron! The only character that I was actually, like, happy and seeing and, like, yay! He's like, I like him.
The way they do it is, it's left slightly ambiguous, but yeah.
How do you survive that? Are they actually planning on doing a sequel series to this, even though the end title says The End, where we actually see Megatron and Overlord come back despite being supposedly disintegrated?
No, Overlord's dead. He's dead.
Wait, there was more? Was there like an end credit scene that I didn't see?
No.
Oh.
I'm just talking about the thing with Starscream as well.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And then people speculating that Megatron didn't die, but he's probably dead.
I mean, like they because Perceptor says like it's like as if Megatron didn't exist. So it seems to imply that like either some time related something happened or like he just vanished.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm just like really like they had to kill him. Like why didn't they just destroy the Matrix of like the Matrix of Chaos? Like I get that you want to have a redemption moment for Megatron and like fine, but you don't have to kill someone in order to do that. You can have them make just a really great sacrifice. Like maybe he gets permanently damaged in a way that can't be repaired. Maybe he has to give something up. I don't know.
Like his life.
Yeah, like his his life. No, that's not on the table. There are other really significant things that you could have a character sacrifice that's not their life.
Yeah, for Megatron, that would be like his canon.
Yeah.
Because that's
Like,
that's
yeah,
huge.
like have him give up his cannon or something. But I guess because the series isn't that well written, they weren't able to develop his character enough so that he would have something worthy to be sacrificing. But you know,
Yeah.
I was just like really they had to kill him because he was the only character that I was like really like rooting for, and then they just had to be like, nope, bye,
You don't even get this much.
nope. And then the worst moment of the entire thing, Optimus Prime comes back from the dead for no reason.
No reason.
So weird.
He
was just chilling in that pink jacuzzi the whole time.
yeah. He's like, hey guys, sorry for keeping you waiting. I just like decided to take a vacation, for like a couple minutes. Now I'm back.
Every now and then I like to die so as I can relax in the world of Allsparks. It's peaceful not having responsibilities,
Oh my god, what if that's the reason he's always sacrificing himself in every series, though? New headcanon!
Oh my god, I love it. But yeah, I was like I had to pause the video when this happened. I was just like, are you kidding me? They brought him back. And I love how there's no like even if you're gonna have like an Optimus Prime resurrection, there's no like preamble to it. He just pops out, he just climbs out of the well, just unceremoniously. And it's just like, wow, okay, he's just here now.
Yep.
Oh my god. That was like the worst. And I know they like technically gave it an explanation for why he came back, but I'm still just like, I don't care.
Bollocks.
Anyway.
Also,
what?
Bollocks, just complete and utter bollocks.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that it's like Megatronus is draining the life of every Cybertronian in the universe, and like once the main party get in the room, they're not affected by it. And the only other reference to it is that, like, oh, apparently some bots did die from the effects of Megatronus's weapon thingy, and they can't come back or something.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't touch upon that for like 3 episodes.
Yeah. Also, they could have cut to a scene of all the other robots. Like, see, that's the other problem too with this series is that you have this apocalypse kind of thing undercutting the whole series, but yet we don't see any larger than like a soccer game's worth of Transformers in this entire series. And, and by soccer game I mean like both teams of a soccer team.
Well, I mean, you get more if we actually saw the combiners decombine.
Yeah, and they weren't dead.
But they are all dead.
My point is that they don't have any like just extra bots. Like they don't populate the cities at all.
Nope.
So it's really hard for me to know whether or not like because of multiple, they don't really take the time to explain how populous Cybertron is. Is it supposed to be like a war-torn country that has hardly anyone in it? It's like a ghost town, or is it supposed to be popular with a bunch of Cybertronians? Because if it's the former and the only bots that exist are the ones we've seen, it's kind of hard to talk about things in an apocalyptic sense when there's not a civilization to be apocalyptized or to have an apocalypse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's already kind of post-apocalyptic. It's war-torn. Whereas if we knew that there were a bunch of Cybertronians that were existing on this planet, then it's like, okay, so now it's not just the people that we know and care about, but it's also Cybertronian life as a whole. So it's kind of this lack of extras kind of undermines the whole tension.
It did, yeah. The apocalypse didn't feel very urgent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like, what civilization are we saving? I don't see it.
What's to lose? Yeah,
that kind of feeling. And yeah, so also, can I just say that I love how in the epilogue moment, when like Optimal Optimus, whose name I hate because it's so hard to say.
Oh,
blame the original Beast Wars for that.
Like, I'm not trying to break any Beast Wars fans' hearts here. It's just hard to say.
Okay.
Like, goodness. Anyway, so you have So you have when those two are talking, both Optimuses are talking to each other, and then they just are like, "What happened to the rest of them?" First of all, like, shouldn't Optimus know what happened to the rest of his friends? You would think they would keep in touch, but apparently not. Second,
Cybertron doesn't have great Wi-Fi after the war.
yeah. And then second, they don't even bother to animate or have them like or show us what happens to the rest of the characters. They just do like a really cheap like picture, like still capture image of previous footage, just with Optimus explaining what happened, like it's the end of a documentary or something.
Yep. And then Starscream ruins the perfect bow by saying, "I'm back," basically.
Yeah. He's like that, yeah.
Even though it says the end instead of to be continued at the end of the thing,
yeah.
It's done, it's over, unless
it's
Hasbro
totally
says
pointless.
we're doing more stuff with Machinima. We're done.
Yeah.
We
it's
hope
like
we're done.
Totally doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's kind of what's weird to me though is like the fact that they put in Starscream implies that either A, Machinima like didn't like maybe like the fact that like Power of the Primes is the last one was something that was confirmed midway through development and they weren't able to cut it out, or they're just hoping for a renewal despite it being very clear that there's only 3 of them. I don't know. It just felt really tacked on and awkward. I'm just like, oh, Starscream's here. I thought this was the end, you know?
Yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, that was that. I don't know.
Well,
I guess.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You go.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say we've been hating on this series a bit. I know Chris has said she's enjoyed this relatively well. Chris. Hi. Sorry. Give us some of your more positive thinking thoughts about this series since Alyssa and I have been over here hating on it for a fair bit.
I don't know. A lot of stuff you guys are saying you didn't like. I mean, some of it I agree, but a lot of it's like I kind of enjoyed some of that stuff. Like it was goofy, yes, a little weird and dumb, but at this point I'm kind of used to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I didn't have as much of a problem with it.
For example.
Just I don't know. Just overall, like I'm trying to think of one, and now I can't. Why you put me on the spot like this? I can't. But the point is, I did enjoy it to an extent. It's not winning any awards with me.
No,
trust me. But for what it is, I did enjoy it. It was a lot. Maybe it's just because. What the hell is that roaring in the background?
I don't hear anything.
You can't?
Is it coming over the mic or is it coming from like your place?
No, it's coming through the headphones.
Odd.
I don't hear anything.
That's
unless it's like my hair.
It's almost like deep static. It's coming and going.
Huh.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, where was I? What was I saying?
You were talking about things that you liked.
Right. Yeah, but I was talking about something specific that I forgot. I'm dumb.
You were saying something specific, and now I don't remember. Oh, you're just saying in general how you overall liked it. It's not winning. It wasn't winning any awards in your book.
Yeah, that's right. But it was certainly for what it was. I did enjoy it. I got to admit, just how brutal Overlord and Rodimus Alyssa, can you stop shuffling around?
Sorry.
How brutal those two were, that kind of caught me on edge. I was like, I actually said out loud, "Wow, those guys are kind of scary." Because like with what they were doing to the combiners, and then what they did to poor Sludge.
Yep.
Yeah, they killed Sludge.
Again.
Again?
Fall of Cybertron.
Oh, okay.
Sludge is the one that dies.
Oh.
In the Dinobots, it seems.
Oh. So I was actually kind of expecting Slash to come back as like the new member, and that's how we'll get a second Volcanicus. And yeah. But nope, they just nope.
No Slash.
Sludge's dead, and Sludge is dead, and no more Dinobot. No more Volcanicus.
Yeah.
Nope.
I will say that for whatever reason, I was actually engaged in episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the episodes, like I actually was like, oh, that's cool. Don't know why, but I was like, oh, I like that one. I mean, there were some cool fight scenes, and the Matrix doing what it did was like, that's totally what the Matrix would do. And then seeing Unicronus and Primal beating on each other was grand, honestly.
You mean it was Prime?
Oh.
See, that's a double joke, Alyssa, because Beast Wars.
Because in Beast Wars, Optimus Primal's catchphrase was, "Well, that's just Prime."
Oh.
Ba-doom-tsh.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm too much of a fake fan to know that.
Yep, fake fan, get out. God, normie.
Yeah.
I've been had.
Who's firing fireworks on July 18th?
Me. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh no.
I'm kidding.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous. We don't have that much around here. We're in a good neighborhood, so yeah. Plus, we live in a brick house, so even if there was, I probably wouldn't hear it.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway.
Whoa, I heard that.
Holy crap. Me too.
That's going to pick up on the recording.
Well, that one stays. That one stays.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, I feel really bad because I don't know. I guess I'm just not, like, most of what I already said previously was like the good stuff that I liked. You know, I thought Mark Hamill did a good job. I liked Megatron as like the character that I wanted to see through to the end. I liked the swamp area. I thought it looked nice.
It was pretty.
I guess I just was really bored. I don't know. Like, there wasn't really a lot. Like, I guess like the fight scenes. I mean, the fight scenes might have been cool, but I guess I just didn't care enough about the characters to really like the fight scenes. I guess on like a basic level they looked fine, but I don't know. It didn't really capture me. Mm-hmm. So I feel bad. I feel like I'm ragging on this, and you guys seem to have a better time than me. But I think part of that might just be because, again, I'm not the biggest Transformers fan. It's fairly obvious that this program, this TV, this miniseries, it's probably better. This miniseries wasn't really geared to me. So in some ways, there wasn't really a lot for me to enjoy. And I guess the writing wasn't strong enough for me to like, for it to transcend to someone like me. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the Transformers stuff that I tend to like more is the stuff that like kind of stands on its own. Like animated, you don't need to know anything about Transformers going in. You can totally get into it.
Yeah, in fact, it flaps in the face of a lot of several bits of like standard stuff. Like,
yeah, like it does.
Prime is not the leader of all the Autobots.
Yeah. He's more of a rookie.
Yeah.
Ish. Anyway. Yeah, so my point is that like this series is not for me, like both in like actual like just I'm not as interested in it, and also literally the creators didn't have someone like me in mind when they were creating this series. So I feel like I'm kind of at a disadvantage when it comes to. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
This was a mistake, guys. I shouldn't have decided. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Much like anime, this was a mistake.
Yes, it was. Yeah, but I've already said what I needed to say, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's better than Combiner Wars and Titans Return. There's definitely been improvement. But yeah, it has felt more stale. I'm wondering if that's necessarily
and I guess
better, because like there's also a point where you can enjoy something it's bad when that's really bad because you can like really hate upon it. But like while
like,
there's bad, there's good bad, and then there's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and there's
there are
just
plenty of really
bad.
horrible movies that I just love because of how horrible they are.
AKA The Room.
But this one is just so boring that you really can't. There's nothing to like laugh about. It's not like overly dramatic in a funny way. It's just boring, and I don't know. That's just almost kind of worse in my opinion.
It's taking itself way too seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, and also I personally think that Transformers projects in the future should worry less about appeasing the fans and worry first about making a good story.
Yes.
That can appeal not only to fans but also to like new people and also to kids, because for some reason Transformers fans seem to think that that's not who the target audience is when it is. Sorry.
Agreed.
No, yeah, you're right though.
Like, there can be something that's targeted to kids that adults can still enjoy. That's totally feasible.
Yes.
But like, I don't really like it when like kids media thinks that they need to eschew the kids part of it because I don't know reasons. Anyway.
Because the Kool-Aid Man is red.
But anyway. Yeah, those are my positive thoughts. Although that's more just me ranting about how this series isn't. I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, good. Doris, what are your final thoughts on all of this?
I enjoyed it. It was a good way to spend part of an evening. Michiru kind of liked it too, because she's kind of like Alyssa. She knows Transformers tangentially through me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she kind of enjoyed it. There were some parts I had to explain to her a little bit why it made sense or didn't make sense. But yeah, it was a good. Yeah, it was a good. There. That's my thoughts on it. It was a good. You can quote me on that too. You can put that on a shirt. Totally, it was a good.
Yeah.
It was not a great.
No.
It was a good.
It was a time. It was a good. But yeah. So, are we happy this is over?
Yes, I am.
Yes, like I said at the beginning, I kind of like. Maybe it's just the animation style I kind of want to see brought back, not the universe itself.
Yeah.
I kind of think that this is a good animation style.
I think the framework could be higher.
Maybe. I was watching it on my phone, so maybe that affects it.
Yeah.
It was. I kind of don't want to.
Still frames look amazing for this series, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Well, amazing for the limited budget they have. It's not movie quality, but like it's a very good cartoon animation.
We're gonna see it again, SoundJack. What I said earlier about the whole.
Yeah.
War for Cybertron as the prequel. That's that. You and I both know that's happening.
I don't want it to happen. I don't want to know that it's going to happen.
Well,
I don't want it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. No. Anyway, whoops, there goes my phone. But yeah, but the Prime Wars trilogy is over.
Yep.
We may get a new cartoon. But who knows? Maybe they'll have changed their mind and decide to work with someone else that isn't Machinima and actually give them, time to make a good cartoon.
Yeah, and I think I really want to stress too, something that we should really say is that I don't blame Machinima for the badness or the fact that I didn't really enjoy this series. I feel like part of the reason why it's as bad as it is because of time constraints, Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Machinima is actually really bad. I haven't seen any of their other work.
Yeah.
So I have no idea. But I feel like, maybe if they gave them the crew more time, maybe made this give them as much time as possible, it might turn out better. But
yes.
Yeah.
That's me being hopeful. I hope so. I really do genuinely hope that that's the case.
Yes.
Yes.
I would appreciate that. If there's going to be in fact a cartoon tie into the War for Cybertron trilogy, that they have time to develop it to make it good. They'll also be relevant to the toy line being out.
Oh yeah, true.
Because that was the problem with Combiner Wars, because it came out after Titans Return started.
Yeah.
Oh, I do have one more complaint.
Yes.
There was no Abominus. There was no Abominus. No Terracons. Yeah. Oh, hey, that's just like real life, isn't it?
Burn, I guess.
She's being salty towards me, I think.
No, actually, I'm just being salty to the fact that they aren't stocking anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right, because I don't have them all. I only have Ripper, Snapper, and Hunger, and you have those.
Yeah. Wait, you don't have all 5? I thought you had all 5 of them.
No, I didn't. I haven't seen Wave 3 anywhere yet.
Then I apologize for ripping on you earlier.
Okay.
Apology
accepted.
I thought you had the whole combiner, and I was mad. Okay.
No, Eric does, I think.
I know Jared and Eric do, and we're getting off topic. And Miguel.
Yeah, we are always off topic here.
Yes.
But
yes.
Do we recommend Power of the Primes? I don't think so.
I recommend it a hell of a lot more than I do Combiner Wars.
Yeah, if you had to choose between Power of the Primes and Combiner Wars, yeah, go Power of the Primes. But I hope you don't have to.
Yes, if somebody's got a gun to your head for that, I am so sorry.
But if you do perchance want to watch it, it is currently all on YouTube or Tumblr.
Or Go90 if you have that.
Well, Go90 is going to shut down eventually. It's going to be shutting down soon, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was an article saying that, I think they're owned by Verizon or something, and Verizon's canceling.
They are.
Just getting rid of Go90.
It was supposed to be. Go90 was supposed to be Verizon's version of YouTube or Netflix or something like that.
And it did not work.
No.
Did not.
Mostly because who even heard of any of the shows on Go90?
Only Transformers fans.
Yeah. And that isn't even that good of a series.
No.
Yeah.
But you can watch it if you want to. Though I don't think we can truly recommend this series to people.
No, and especially people who aren't as huge Transformers nerds. There really isn't anything here for you.
Yeah.
Watch
at all.
Watch Prime. Watch Transformers Prime.
Watch.
I will. I'm getting there. Someday, probably.
But you haven't shown her. SoundJack, you're a bad boyfriend.
I've shown her the first 5 episodes and then episode 6.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
I've seen parts of it, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
I figured I'd move her to animated because that seemed a bit more up her alley.
You showed her what?
Animated because that seemed more up her alley.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But again, off topic. But that's all we have to say on Power of the Primes.
That's all we have to say about that.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. Chris, where can people find you?
Is it okay to plug my main on here?
Yeah, you can plug your main because because it's not
Okay.
because it's not Steel City Bots where you made your
have
second one because you can't specifically plug your main on that one.
Okay, I have 2 Twitter accounts because my first one, at Shingeki.ass, I like and retweet some occasionally not safe for work material. It's mostly likes, but since Twitter's new algorithm, puts your likes on people's timelines, I can't suggest you follow me unless you're 18 or older. Cough. Cough. But my safe for work alt, which anyone can follow me on, is at Soza Productions. I'm not on there very often, obviously because it's my alt and it's only there for interactions. But follow me there. I have a YouTube channel, Sonozawa Productions, and I just put up a couple new Skyrim videos of a really hilarious glitch that I caught in my basement at my house. You should definitely check it out and watch. It's like a minute and a half long. Other than that, I have no real other soch that I want to give out right now. So yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So, Alyssa, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at The Rational Dove. I'm also on Tumblr at The Rational Dove. But those are only the only 2 places that I'm really active social media wise. So yeah. Feel free to follow me, at me, do whatever with that information, I guess.
Follow my name twin.
Yeah. And
thank you.
As for me, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. But I also ask that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share this video if you enjoyed, and you can also support me on Patreon if you would like to help support the channel. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack, Alyssa, and Chrystabella signing off.
Bye now.